add me to stage. Can you hear me now? I'm assuming yes, but I'm going to hide my mic. Feature me. This solo layout with this one. No. Okay, well, there's the audio. You can hear me now. Okay. Thanks for confirming and sticking with this. I appreciate that. Let's see, maybe I can hide that one, but maybe not. I don't know. All right, so let's do the intro one more time. Trying to do something fancy. Right now, as you can see, I have lots of inputs. This is me from the computer. There's also me from the Vision Pro. So you can see that I have joined on here, and this is my guest view that's allowing me to have this like camera right here, right? So fun enough, if I position it here, you can see that my my like avatar is starting to look a certain direction. Position it here, and that's because the camera works relative to whatever wherever this thing is positioned. So that's kind of a fun thing. This is actually my Mac Mini that is here, and then I am casting this thing over to my computer, and then using that guest input as this vision here. So lots of interesting, fun stuff, but that's all to make it work so that I can actually show you guys stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and move my screen aside so you don't have to see all that waving, but I'll leave it so that I can see comments as they come in. And then I'll go ahead and kind of restart the scene here in terms of what I'm actually trying to accomplish. So I'm trying to design my backyard. It's just a big chunk of dirt. It looks kind of like this. I pulled all of these weeds. I was pulling all these weeds while I was doing a Twitter space the other day, which is kind of fun. I have some furniture I bought off of Amazon for a couple $100, but it's kind of uncomfortable and very tiny actually. And then I still have some more weeds to pull. I have about 30 feet by 65. So it's actually a pretty big yard, about 2,000 square feet. And it's all just dirt. So I'm trying to model this thing up in some sort of software so that I can actually visualize what it's going to look like, because I've never done landscape design. This isn't my thing, but I think it can be fun. All right, this is another angle. Let's see if I can cycle through the other photos. I think it can be fun, and I think I can get a pretty good result. But also, I have an idea that I think is sort of fun, and I'm trying to get my wife to agree to it. And I'm not sure if I should like tell her first, or if I can show her and then maybe communicate that somehow. So that's kind of my goal. So let's see. I'm going to make sure I am sharing the screen there. Excellent. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk you through the software choices that I went through. So right now, this is what I've got in terms of like modeling of the backyard. And you can see there's some interesting things I've done here. And I'm specifically using this bit of software. This is the Reality Composer bit tool. I'm using it because when I tried to use Fusion, Autodesk Fusion 360, I looked up like, okay, what kind of software can I use that's going to be like useful? I tried to use Autodesk, and because somebody on Reddit suggested it, and it turns out it's actually really hard to learn for me. Some people, maybe it's easier for you, and that's cool. But for me, it was like really hard to learn. I spent like good 2 hours, and I think all that I had was this like little wedge where I had my surface, like my backyard, and I had tilted it. And it was the right dimensions, tilted at almost the right angle. I think I tilted it at 5 degrees, my backyard, based off of my my fancy measuring. The way I measured is I knocked in this post and knocked in this post and then drew a line. And then I did some geometry where up here is offset by like 3 inches or something like that. Up here, it's offset by 3 plus 17.5 inches. And then I measured this thing, and then I did the whole like cosine angle thing. Anyway, it's 3.5 degrees according to my math and according to ChatGPT. Let me see if I can pull up ChatGPT, because actually part of my design, so Fusion 360 is trying to open. But by the way, Fusion 360 is a bit like laggy on my computer. So this is ChatGPT helped me with the math there, 3.5 degrees angles. Anyway, my design is actually like in part designed by ChatGPT. I had talked through lots of various aspects of it. I initially was just going to make it like all dirt, or not all dirt, but all like turf, which was going to be kind of fun because it's like less dirty. But then I had this idea of like, hey, what if I did like a pickleball court? Because I don't have like too much space, but like I have a pretty big amount of space. It's 65 by 30, and a pickleball court is 40 by 20. So like we went back and forth talking about elevation and the cement stuff, and about like doing some vegetable planting stuff, and maybe using some 3D software to render it. Talked about lighting and water features and whatever. It's all really fancy, and I don't think I can afford all of it together, but I can afford some concrete, and maybe can be crafty about how I like plan things out. So yeah, herb selection and whatever else, sunlight type stuff. Anyway, this got me thinking, and I went through looking for software. I tried with Autodesk, like I said. Let me show you what I ended up with. If I can load it. Again, I didn't learn how to like use it very well. So yeah, backyard. I called it backyard. So this was my like slice. And when I did this like revolve tool thing, I actually ended up like losing the surface here, and I was like, man, this is gonna be so hard. I don't even know how to do this. Anyway, I kind of gave up. I spent a couple hours on it. Then I was gonna do with Unity 3D, just because I've made like games before, and I knew that you could do some like VR type stuff. So like, obviously I do have this like Vision Pro, so I want to try it out. And I was like, okay, that's one thing I kind of realized is the text might be sort of small. So I don't know if someone wants to drop a comment saying text too small, and I'll try to make it bigger. Because here it's probably somewhat legible. Here it's probably pretty tiny. So, but anyway, I was trying to do Unity 3D, and I like downloaded it and stuff, and I realized, hey, I can't actually like add my VR input target thing. And the reason for that is because they actually like they do support Apple Vision Pro as like a thing you can build for, but you need the Pro license, which costs like $180 a month. I don't really think that I'm gonna like spend much time on this thing. I'm not like a Unity Pro. I don't use it to build stuff. I would love to have built my project using Unity 3D because I'm somewhat familiar with it. But I am not going to pay for a Pro license just for this like fun project. Anyway, a little bit more Googling. I was like, I'm just going to make a native like app for Vision Pro. So I was able to set it up as like my Apple Vision Pro as my target. And I was able to like add it as a reality kit type scene. Turns out I can pretty easily edit that scene in here. And then like this is kind of the result that when the app does build, this is just the standard sort of template app that has like a little box. I can toggle the full immersive view on and off, right? So here's what that like looks like. So this is the space thing. I toggle on, and now this is like my backyard supposed to be, right? So that's like that patio covered area. This is, I was gonna like save this for later, but this is a pickleball court, right? Little crazy, I know. We'll see how that goes. Right now it's actually like kind of not working. I had it recessed into the ground because I was thinking like the fences are pretty short. They're like 6 foot tall. This makes them like, this is almost like an additional foot, maybe a little bit more. It makes them about like 8 foot tall, and on this side even more, because that right there is 4 feet, so it's like 12 feet tall. So like the likelihood of knocking the ball over is lower, and like some of this kind of stuff. But because of how much I recessed it into the ground, this along the wall, like that's gonna be my actual like house right there. That's too close, and I may be undermining my foundation of the house there. So that's a little bit of a bummer. So what I'm gonna do today, besides kind of, you know, test out my ability to have the vision input, all of this kind of input together, I'm also gonna try to bring in some sort of surface of the house, maybe a couple windows, a couple things there, potentially have the fence in there as well, just so I could see how that like looks like. I did not finish my measurements of the fence, although I kind of planned to. And maybe I'll make some adjustments for this. Like some adjustments for this, I think I'm gonna lift it up. Instead of having that like 2-foot border there, I'm gonna use some of that 5-foot border as a walkway. I'm gonna lose this like curb, which I was sort of thinking of as like an impromptu seating area. I'm gonna lose it on this side. Here it's gonna become a little bit shorter. Anyway, I'm gonna have to shift things around. So let me turn off the immersive space. That is kind of what I'm seeing. So let's go back into here. That's the idea. I think it's kind of fun. Checking if I have any comments. Yeah, this is this is my like crazy wild idea. I also realized that I may be kind of way off base in terms of like my assumptions. Like for example, let's go back into the scene. This little border right here, like the 5 feet, I learned that from my friend who does construction. But since he's not doing this project, I may have not communicated it really well, and really I could be kind of hurting my house. I'm going to make sure that once I do have a good design, I'm going to present it not just to my wife, but I'm going to present it also to somebody who can, like at least a couple people who can give me feedback on concrete, feedback on like another one is like drainage. Like it looks all nice and flat in here, but like, is that realistic? Like if it rains, is this just going to become a big pool? Like speaking of rain, like it's like raining outside right now. Like, you know, I get rain in this area. That could kind of suck. So yeah, it is an interesting exercise, but definitely needs some like double checking. So let's get to it. Couple more things here is that, so I had a couple conversations of it. I actually really like the voice mode with ChatGPT. I had this other conversation. I was like, hey, how are you doing? And it's like, I'm doing great. How's everything? Any updates on your backyard? That's because of memories, which is sort of fun. Like ChatGPT can actually have memories of things. And then I gave it updates on the like choosing of the program and stuff. It gave me some tips on how to use Reality Composer, which is the this tool for editing the like space and stuff like that. So I'm going to be kind of learning how to use it a little bit. And gave me some pretty fancy tips like animation. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I got a question here from Willa. You said, what tool am I using for the design? So this is probably not a tool meant for design of this type specifically, but I don't see any issues with it specifically. Like for example, I'm able to set sizes to 1 foot and then scale it to 65 by 30, which is my assumption about how big my backyard is based on my best measurements. So that's my like ghost outline thing. So I'm just kind of laying it out as best I can. I'm learning how to use this tool as well. So like I'm saying here, ChatGPT is giving me some tips on it. I was gonna try to like watch some videos, but I don't know, it didn't really fit into my schedule at some point here. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing it like this, working in layers. That's a good idea. The animations thing is kind of fun though. Like for example, in here, to illustrate the point of this being a like pickleball court, I'm thinking of having like some sort of like figure, kind of like this disco ball that the scene sort of comes with. I'm gonna have like this disco ball kind of moving back and forth here and there, right? And let me show you one other thing that I think is super fun. I'm able to do the scene right here. Click this button. So now it's gonna like summon it into my space. So basically, that shadow thing can move back and forth. This is my my scene now. I can look at it from a lot of places. So you can see that it casts like a shadow, right? So it's casting a shadow, and I'm gonna have it move back and forth, and then a little ball is gonna like bounce there, bounce there, bounce back, and it's gonna be this sort of like these go back and forth this way, and the ball is gonna move in like an infinity sign with like a fairly slow animation. I was like, that sounds fun. That would like totally communicate a little bit of the size of the space. Maybe could run a little back and forth or something. I don't know. Could be very fun. Other thing that I wanted to do is I have some questions about greenery. Like right now, I'm just like putting a bunch of concrete everywhere. But is that practical? I don't know. We'll see. Just I want to add some like dimensions type things. So it would be like good to sort of get a feel for this. Like for example, for this space on this side here, I want to actually, let me see if I can rotate it without it like being everywhere. On this side here, I want to have like a raised bed. I want to have a tree here. My brother-in-law gave us a tree. It's like oranges or mandarin type things. So I'm gonna have them right here. And then I want to have like some planter beds here, so that I can maybe raise a little bit of like vegetation type things. Like my mom always grew tomatoes and tomatoes, cucumbers, lots of other stuff. I tried it before. I do eventually let it die and get messy. So I don't want something like super high maintenance, but I think it could still be fun. So I'm gonna run some irrigation things so it'll auto irrigate, but I'm gonna try to have some of that like here. Also, this back part right now, I am like really abusing this space. Like technically the fence should be right here, right? So this has to be further out. Again, like some of the adjustments I was talking about here, like they need to happen. But behind here, this should technically be like from here, this is 4 feet, but from like this surface, woo, going crazy, from this surface here, which is like coming out of the backyard or into the backyard, coming out here, this should technically just be like a couple feet, like maybe 2-ish, right? So having stuff grow here, I think could be kind of nice too. So yeah, I'm trying to visualize it. So all of that to say, let's see, make it tiny and kind of bring it over to me. All of that to say, I want to simulate the sun as it kind of moves in winter and moves in summer. So in winter, the sun moves kind of from here to here, but in terms of like this being kind of the sky here, it moves in a smaller arc closer towards me, and then in summer it moves in a larger arc, so you get a little bit more more like visibility. So let me close this box. Ooh, that's 100%. How do I close you? So like I said, getting kind of used to the tools. Okay, closed, excellent. Immersive space, I'll leave you right there. And then this is this. So I hope that answers your question, Willa. A little bit of a long explanation there, but yeah, that's basically it. Went through the iterations, like I said, Reality Composer with just the native app. It's free to me, and I'm just gonna learn it for fun and for doing this project basically. But yeah, with some conversations back and forth with ChatGPT, and animations, some loops, like I said, playing with timing, animation, transitions, things. It gave me suggestions and tips on how to do that. Lighting and shadows. So I mentioned the like sun type things. It also gave some ideas about interactions where you could trigger the sun, for winter, sun for summer, all of that kind of stuff. Some label stuff. I told it to give me like a summary and some of this other stuff. Oh yeah, and then I did lose the connection a couple times here, so I ended up having to restart it. And it did some memory updates. Roman's interested in Reality Composer, Pickleball. That's fun. Anyway, that is kind of what I'm trying to do here. These are some of the dimensions. So all of that exciting exposition is kind of done. I'm going to now get into the like slightly more boring stuff of trying to use this tool. So if that's something you're interested in, you're welcome to stick around. Otherwise, check in a bit for updates on the project. I am having some designer people come over on like Monday or Tuesday, I believe. So they'll help validate some of my ideas about how this space should work and look. We'll see if they think I'm being crazy. But anyway, I did a little bit of like measuring using the Measure app on iOS. So hopefully these measurements are like fairly true to reality. This is kind of how it'll look. So I've left my backyard fairly messy, but there's the door. Got some windows here. You can see me in there. If the quality is good enough, you can see the backyard. You can see the like elevation shift, and it's not like straight like I have it at 3.5. It's more like gradual coming up and then a little bit up more dramatically. So there is that. Kind of will need to flatten it a bit. You can see it in the fence itself. It's more or less flat, and then it starts to like stagger upwards. I have 5 feet clearance on this side. This is the other back window, slightly different measurements. That's my daughter running, and then I have 5 feet clearance on that side, and it's almost 20 foot tall, the whole thing. Yeah, there's the 5 foot clearance. So roughly 32 to there, plus another 2 feet. So 34 for that whole like wall, if you count the this portion here. So that portion is another 2 feet or so. But yeah, so 32 by almost 19. I'm gonna add that in there. I'm gonna add this window in there. I didn't take these measurements, maybe I should. And then I'm gonna add this section here. Maybe I'll do the fences today as well, so that I can get a sense of that space and see how it kind of feels. So that's the project. Okay, so let's see. Let's start by adding this like surface of the house, 32 by 18 and a half. So let's do that. Okay. So this is the space I was using. Let me get familiar with it one more time. Okay. So that is this wall here. Okay. Let's make a new primitive shape, cube. Okay, and then your gonna be dimensions is feet, and your scale in the Y direction, I believe this is the right one, that's 18.75. You're that tall, and then you are 32, I think I said. What was it? Yeah, 32. Okay. And then I'm gonna make your material be concrete. Concrete is actually not the best one. Let's do default cube material. Let me make a new material for the walls. ChatGPT also had the tip of actually taking some pictures and then using the like actual fence or wall material pictures as input to here. Maybe I can try to do that. That'd be kind of interesting. But maybe that's too hard for me at the moment. So let's see. This is gonna be stucco. I don't know if that has 2 C's, but I'm gonna have 2 C's. Put it by that one, and then this cube to make you stucco, root stucco, and let's see. So this is the material. Let me see if I can just grab a screenshot. 400. I'm sorry, make it a square. Can I make it clip to the right size? Okay. So let's save that guy into my box. How do I save you? Copy image? I don't know. Okay, references. Kind of wish there was a save button here. Maybe I can find it in recents. There we go. Oops. Put it right there. And then yeah, this is the struggle of learning how to use your computer. Documents, where did I put those? I think on desktop actually. And I put it into Pickle Yard. Excellent. Okay. Now in here, oops. Reality Composer, materials. Maybe it'll be that easy, maybe not. Import. So yeah, this is a lot. Yeah, anyway, I was gonna try to make excuses for me being not super swift at this, but whatever. I'm not the best at this, and that's okay. I'm kind of learning, so I think it'll be okay. Let's see. What are some of these? Yeah, that's a new scene. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Now I'm gonna delete that one. Move to trash. Make a new folder. How can I change this to have a texture? Oh, can I do that? Aha! Boom. Look at that. That is a wall. All right. So I wonder how that's going to look in the actual space. Another thing that I was doing very manually, but turns out I don't need to, is I was aligning all of these very, very manually. But I don't know how to do the snap to grid thing. Let's see. Project, no. This world. Edit. Snap to grid. Preview viewport and collision shapes. What does that mean? Not sure what collision shapes means, but I'm pretty proud of this wall right now. That's kind of nice. So viewport, yeah, not sure what collision shapes is, but I'll go ahead and turn it off. Frame selected, view, arrange, group, new scene, set manipulator to word space. Let's see, help. Snap to grid. No. Grid. All folders. Maybe ChatGPT was kind of hallucinating when it assumed that I could do snap to grid things. But one way to check for hallucinations is to Google snap to grid Reality Composer. Selecting an anchor. When you select an anchor for your scene, shows a guide grid to represent the real world. Arranging elements in a scene. move an asset, rotate an asset, scale, toggle snapping to constrain transformers. Okay, that looks like it's possible. The snap option affects how manipulator works, and it affects each of the transformation types differently. Snap helps you do stuff. Okay, how can I do that? Snap constrains rotation to 15 degrees increments. When scaling an asset, it'll snap to 100%. Okay. There's local space and world space. That's interesting. Okay, toggle between these, duplicating an asset, collect them into groups. Okay, so how do I do snapping? By pressing the snap button in the toolbar. Toolbar, snap. I think these are modes. So where would be the snap button? Did this thing know how to do snap? No. Okay. What is the snap button? I wish they had a picture. So local coordinates. References is that material. That's world versus local space. That's the inspector. Okay. I like that it says how to do this. Duplicate, remove overrides. Yeah, I don't know how to snap to grid, unfortunately. I wish I did. That would be nice. Maybe this does it? No, this makes me pan no matter what I'm clicking on. This lets me move the world. This probably lets me rotate. It does. This lets me zoom, probably by clicking. Yeah, that one's the magic one. Are there Project Explorer? Material bindings, that will just navigate me to the material. This, yeah, I don't know. This issues. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue the way that I was. So this is, now I know the true dimensions of this guy, which I didn't know before. Those true dimensions are 22.11, I believe. So 23, okay. So 23 all the way around, and then these are 6 inches deep. 6 inches deep wall. And so 6 inches, 2 feet by 2 feet, 2 feet. So those kind of eat into it, and that's fine. Soy Carl, thanks you for the comment. One of my favorite subscribers. I've got 2 on YouTube now. Welcome. Thank you for just celebrating in my doing fun things here. I always appreciate it. So anyway, going into here. Okay. So I know the dimensions on this should be, what did I say? 23 by, let's see, what was the other dimension? So this is 11 by 6, so 11 and a half, basically. 11 and a half by 23. Okay, so this is 11.5, oops. 11.5, and that's feet, and then this is 23. Okay, so that is my space there, and I need to offset that by 5 feet this way, right? So I think I just made it float. Move that back. it should be on 0. I'm going to position it. Let me add 5 feet. So where was it before? No, that's scale. So I've been doing very manually positioning stuff, and that's kind of fun. You'll have to bear with me, but let's see. This is, yeah, this is where that snapping would be useful, right? Okay, roughly there. And just a bit more here, roughly there. And then let's call this 21. Okay, 21. And then I'm gonna add 5 feet to that. So let's call that 16. Okay, so now this is my 5 foot gap that I have on that side, right? That would be this is 5 feet here, and then this is the 5 feet that I have here. And that's from edge to fence, 5 foot. Okay. So I do technically have like a little buffer on this thing. So let me actually do this. Control C, Control V, and patio 1. This is actually the let's call it walkway, and then patio 2. I'll leave it as patio 2 for now. Patio 3 is actually just a duplicate of patio. This is inner patio, and I'm going to group this under patio. I'm going to group it with patio because, not lock, group, because these here, I'm going to do a little bit of a thing that I think is kind of fancy. We'll see. So scale, I'm going to take off 1 foot, make that 22. And that's here, I'm going to take off 1 foot. So this represents that little border that I have around the edge of it. That is this little border like that. Oop, like that there, that on the bottom there. Right here. Okay. And I'm gonna, I don't know, make it a little lighter or something to kind of represent that. How can I do that? Can I give it like a harder edge around the edge? Not sure. Yeah, I guess here I'll lift it a little bit. Position 0.01. Let's see. Yeah, kind of shows up a little bit. Or let's go the opposite way. Let's do, instead of 0.01, let's do negative 0.1. Wait, negative 0.1 won't actually work. It has to be positive 0.1. So that kind of just shows a little bit of the edge around it. Yay. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to have an idea of where to align this guy. So if my math checks out, then on this side, I should have right here, that should also be 5 feet. So let's align it to the wall. Okay. Again, I'm doing it very manually. Hopefully someone can tell me how to do this better. That way I don't have to suffer as I am, but it's okay. Okay, down a bit. Let's see if that matches that area. And I probably could snap it to world coordinates a little bit better. So that's going to be in that direction. All right, and then a little bit in that direction. And a little bit in this direction, I think. Oh, that was actually all of the directions at once. Okay, how am I looking? I think mostly aligned, could be a little bit better. All right, cool. So a little sanity check that I want to do here is this 5 feet? If it is 5 feet, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little runner dude guy like this. Not that, but this one. Copy and paste that guy, and I'm gonna make that position that guy to be here. I think I should probably scale it correctly. This is 5 feet, and then it's actually a run of 30 feet until the edge of the wall. And I don't think this thing has to be concrete. This is actually going to be dirt right now. We'll see what I end up making it. I don't currently have a dirt material, so I'll have to change that, but okay, dirt, let's make that. Let's make a material, call it dirt. All right, and have that there. You're going to be dirt. And you're going to be brownish mocha. Boom. Excellent. And then you are no longer going to reference concrete. You're going to reference dirt. All right. So my sanity check for that side is, do I actually have a 5-foot gap there? If I do, then I'm a bit more confident in the dimensions that I have laid out here. And it looks quite a bit like I do. So that's exciting. Move it a little bit up. Okay, does it align? Okay, roughly there, and looks like it fits with the wall. So, okay, my measurements are feeling pretty realistic. I have dirt on either side here. This is my main wall that I have there. That's this wall. I want to add that window in there, and then I want to make this patio area. Then I think I'll go ahead and add some fence before I start making some adjustments to this yard area here. I don't know, looking at it now, pickleball court is a bit too ambitious in terms of utilizing this space, but okay, we'll see. Also, I don't think that I got the height of the patio area. Did I? I wonder. I don't think I did. I got this. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that it's like 9 feet or something like that. If like total is 18, then maybe that's 9. So if this is 18.6, then 9 seems like a good approximation. So I'll go ahead and guess that. So, okay, I need 2-foot pillar, 2-foot pillar, 2-foot pillar, or sorry, 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, and then I need this wall, I need that wall. And I'm gonna start adding the windows. Okay, pillars are this size. All right, and I'm going to scale you to, instead of being 32, you are now 2. Instead of 18.75, you are now, what is it, 3.75 or 375 and 9.375, roughly there. Let's see 18.75 divided by 2. This one is actually not super, 9.375. That one's not super critical to be correct, just because it's a sense of height, and I'm not going to be offsetting stuff based off of this one. But it still feels pretty good to have the right height. Okay. So I think I have, it's in line with that one. It just needs to not overshoot it. And it needs to go down. Okay. So yeah, this is basically what it's like to be like a contractor or something, right? You just build stuff and whatever. I'm gonna ram it into the ground because well, actually I think I did my measurement from, did I do it from the foundation? Or did I do it from, where is the, did I do it from foundation or did I do it from, I think I did it from like just above the foundation. So really they should probably both be just a bit higher. So I'll go ahead and drag them up, but let's first align them. Align, excellent. And you, and I'm gonna drag you to be at the height of concrete. Okay. Okay. These aren't perfectly aligned. That's okay. Hopefully I don't regret saying that's okay. But okay, paste. Yeah. So roughly here, this is 2 feet. Okay, so 2 feet should be the full, like all the way to the corner. Paste, and let's rotate it to be, I think around the y-axis, 90 degrees. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, pull it all the way here to be in line. A little bit more. Okay. I'm eyeballing it, I will admit. But that looks fairly true to reality. Oh, I do want it to be just a bit more here, so I don't see that seam. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then let's have this last one before we line up the walls or start doing the like backyard interior patio thing. Kind of wish I could like push buttons on my keyboard that would like increment it by just a little bit. I feel like that would help me make it be a more precise measurement, but whatever. Okay, and then if this is 11.5 this way, probably need one of these guys. That is going to finish it, but is maybe the rest of this, or I'll have it just shoot out past it. I think that's fine. Let's rotate it 90 though. Well, I guess I could have not done the rotation, instead just done, scale it properly in the right dimensions, but whatever. Okay. So big boxy house thing with no windows is coming together. Let's make one of these. Okay, I think this will really give it like a nice sense of scale when I'm in the visualization. I wish I had some sort of like shortcuts and cheats to kind of give it some reference image or something to like look at, and it would like build this out for me, but I don't currently know of cheats like that, so it is what it is. Okay, and again, gonna rotate it 90. Let's make these guys here. I don't know if it's like a full wall. Let's see, what does it look like in here? Yeah, I think it is like a full wall going all the way up. So I'll have that. All right. I don't think that it needs to be this full distance. What did we say the distance was? It was 23 feet. So not 32, but 23. And then let's shove it up to the side. Oh, 21, I think, is the correct one, because 23 is with that wall, which is 2 foot. So that is not quite correct. Okay. And I think it's shooting a little past, so let's move it to the side. Okay. Visually, that's not terrible, but I still see a gap. That looks better. All right. Last wall. Let's put on some windows and let's do some fences too. Okay, paste and rotate 90. And then what is the depth here? I think it was 11.5. Okay. And it's the right height for 2-story, I guess, right? I think it needs to be a bit over. A little bit this way. Oh, I wonder, I guess it should be another half foot in length. So it should be like actually 12. Because that way it connects with this wall correctly. I think that's actually pretty true to reality. Another half foot? I guess it's a foot and a half. No, it's like a foot wider. So then the 11.5 becomes foot. Whatever, math. Yeah, that looks more like it. So then that wall is roughly the distance. And I don't know the thickness of these walls either, so I'm kind of making stuff up with regard to that. But that looks pretty true to reality. And let's compare against reality real quick. That is like this. So this is 2 feet. Oh no, it is actually 2 feet from the thing, from the like walls connecting up there. So this needs to come out more all the way. Okay. I think just a touch that way too. All right. More that way. More. Okay. So there's the big box. Let's do some roof. How to make roof? It's just one like slab thingy. Let's see. No comments. Some people have been viewing it. That's cool. Hope it's enjoyable, but I really just want to do my project. So if it's not, then you can let me know what I could do for you. But if not, then it's okay. Let's add a new shape. Or actually, let's just use this one. And let's rotate it to be roughly, I don't know how many degrees. What degrees are roofs? Looks like 12.5. And let's make that, the material is no longer going to be stucco. Let's make a new material called roof. Material roof. I think I need to do a little bit of grouping cleanup for some of these walls. So this is roof. And I think you are going to be, what are you, like brownish? But like a, let's assign this one to be roof. Okay. And again, roof, you're going to be like dirt. I don't know, it seems weird. Roughness 2. I don't know what roughness means. Roughness 1.0, metallic opacity. Oh, maybe opacity will make it look kind of interesting. 0.8. Normal. Ambient occlusion, index of refraction. I don't really know what these numbers mean, to be honest. Can learn as I go. Critical roughness. Whatever. Okay, there's our roof. It's the wrong shape or wrong size. So let's go ahead and scale that down a little bit. 21 is fine, but in the Y direction, let's make it like 14. See how that looks. Okay. So that does rotate it in Z space. Can I make it local or global space and then have it, yeah, there we go. Come up like this and up to cover that. I think I want it to stretch. Let's see, is it the right size? No, I think it is the right size that way. I want to make it a little bit bigger scale wise. Let's make it like 23. Whoa, not 213, 23. Okay. And does it? It does actually do that. That's interesting. It has that little wedge there. Comes out this way. Maybe not quite that much. Let's make this 13. And this make it 24. Okay. I think that's a fairly convincing thing in terms of house walls and stuff. Let's put ourselves into this space. So save and press play. Ooh, okay, this guy should appear. Thank you. And let's toggle the space here. Let's go into immersive mode. See how that looks. Toggle. Okay, we've seen this part before, but aha, now there's the backyard. All right, that's kind of fun. You can see some of the seams are a little bit messed up, but that's not bad. I think I need a little like triangle wedge piece there. But this is already pretty cool. This is definitely giving a sense of sort of scale and shape. Maybe I can put a roof on there as well, actually. I think that'll look kind of nice. All right, cool. That definitely has the effect I was kind of going for of like making the space feel more real. What kind of roof is on the main walls? Let's see. Where's that one picture? I think it's like a 4-corner roof, like made out of triangles. Okay, let's add this piece and then maybe we can do like a roof piece there. Where is, I'm gonna make a triangle. Primitive shape, cone. Can I make a triangle somehow? I want one like this with like these kinds of properties and stuff, but I want it to be a triangle. Can I do that somehow? It's very much a cube, I think. Reference. No. Cone, capsule, cylinder, cube, sphere. So definitely not sphere. Can I do it with a cylinder? No, I don't think so. Cone. Could. It'd be weird. Capsule. No. Can I transform it? No. What is a scope? A new scope? What is that? No. Shader graph? What if I like somehow use this to cut it? Advanced. No. I don't think I'm ready to dig into how this works. So let's not. Delete. Yeah, not gonna do that. Okay, audio mixer statistics. What is statistics? Interesting. Oh, is there a number of triangles and vertices? That's good to know. Let's see, this guy. I guess I'm just not gonna have that triangle there. It is what it is. Sorry. Let's have this roof though. Let's make a new one for the roof part here. I don't know what that angle is going to be or how big it needs to be, but I think from the floor it should more or less be like pretty fine. Okay, let's just go ahead and make that bigger. So 30, 34. I think 32 was the width of it, so 34 should cover it. But maybe we want 2 feet on each side. Let's say 36. Okay, so there is our roof stand-in there. And I guess we could use another one of these to be the stand-in or the roof here as well. So, and again, I don't know how to do triangles, so I won't do that little angle right there. All right, but from the floor, I think that looks a little bit nicer. Okay, let's make this a window. So it's 11.5. And I think that's like 2 inches on that bar. These are, I think, 6 inches. Or like this is like maybe 3 or 4 inches. These things are 6 across. Yeah, they're 6 across. Let's make that window. And then I don't know how far it is, but I guess where the roof is. All right. So this texture, like a little bit lighter. Let's make it like 200 by 200. If I can get 200. Let's do 150 by 150. Okay. I forgot how I saved it before. I think I didn't. I think it just showed up in recents. Recents, drop that into Pickle Yard. Okay. So let's make a new material called window frame. Window stucco. Okay. And new shape. This one will be, what did we decide here? 11.5 by 6.25 feet. Okay. So kind of like this, but dimensions are 11.5, 6.25, and then material binding is going to be window stucco. Bring you out a little bit. Oh, window stucco. We didn't bind the texture to it. So reference this. All files. Materials. How did I find that material? Pickle Yard. How did I do it last time? I think maybe I just dragged it over here like this. Nope. Nope. Oh, this is stucco. Stucco. Oh, good. And then this is window stucco. All right. There we go. I think that should do it. Window stucco one. Oh, I already have a window stucco. All right. Okay, cool. So that is my window. let's move it over to roughly here. What was the distance up and down? Oops, not you. So I don't know, let's call it 6 inches below the window line there. I don't know how much that is. There-ish. Okay, and then you're gonna protrude, but you're gonna protrude just a little bit. Okay. That's my window frame. Let's add those other 2 window frames there, and then we'll add the 2 windows as well. So we have window frame in here. This one is 11.5 by 6.5. Again, protruding just a little bit. Okay, 11.5 by 6.5. Oh, is that the same size? Or 13.5 by 6.5, so just a little bit bigger. Okay. And what was the distance there? 5 feet away. So if I line it up and then I move it over 5 feet, that should be a good way to do it. So roughly there it starts to intersect. There, and then X position. Okay. Move it over 5 feet by subtracting 17. Okay. And it's indented how much? Decent amount. Okay. So there it is. That's my other window. I think I have some up here and some up there. I didn't check the dimensions. Let's see. But I think it is just up there. With maybe, let's tilt the roof a little bit lower and maybe make this into like 4 foot. I don't know if it's quite as wide. Kind of like that angle. Let's call this like 10 feet. Whatever. Okay. I think there's still another window here, and then there's the door window there. Let's do window this way. I think it's like a tiny one because I think it's a bathroom up there. So let's call it like 6 by 4. No, I think maybe the opposite. 4 by 6 or 4 by 4. Maybe even like 2. No. 3, sure. It's kind of on the corner. Oh no, it is actually tiny. I think that there's this one that's tiny there, and then there's one more on the other side, and then there's like a slightly bigger one. I don't know how they end up looking, but this one is probably more like for let's indent them both a little bit. Okay. Little tiny window. Rotate 90. I feel like I'm playing Sims a little bit with like much worse tools. Or like less easy, I guess. I don't know. Okay, there are my windows. Oh, finally one last one here. Okay. And how big was that door? That door was 8.75 by 8.5. So let's move that guy over here. Get the rotation this way, 90 degrees. Bring it back up to just barely dent in. Okay. And what was it again? 8.75, 8. So this is 8.75 and 8.5. Okay, and then this is actually on the floor. Okay, there we go. Here, let's have a look at it in desk space here. All right. This is from the inside. I can see the roof is kind of coming through. Okay, this is from the outside. All right, I can see the, oop, that was not trying to pinch. I can see the dirt going that way, dirt coming around the side. This would be kind of here. You can kind of see the awning. Do I want this whole thing? I don't know. I don't think there are any windows here because that's like bathroom. Are there any windows here? I'm curious. Let me see. So I'll leave this right here for now. Are there any windows there? Yeah, there are. Do I have a better picture of it? I don't know if I do. Because there's that bigger one. Oh, it's even a little bit lower too. But it's not exactly like that. That's that other thing. Okay. So it's not perfectly like that with the small ones and the big one. Because again, this is the bathroom window there. Bathroom from the other side. And then I have a couple windows up here. What do they look like? How many? I don't know why I'm focusing so much on all of these windows, but it is a little bit fun. I think there's 2, and then there's 2 more. I'll go ahead and put those in, and then some sort of window-ish surface would be good. I think that gives like some nice realism to the whole thing. Okay. Paste, bring up to here. I'm gonna make it a little bit less wide. Let's call it 8 feet and I don't know, 6 feet. And call this one 6 feet. And bring it down a little bit. Kind of aligned with that one. Okay. Mistake. Do we want to call it 6? Because it's like 1, 2, 1, 2. So I think it's like should be like 4.5. Let's call it 4.5. Oop, not that way. Let's call it. Actually, I think let's call it 5 because it's 6-inch like buffer border thingy. So whatever. Okay, that's the backyard like facade that I'm dealing with here. Oh, where did this wall go? That guy, I think I might have accidentally used this door here. Oops. Might have accidentally used that one instead of making a copy. Bring it into the wall just enough that it peeks out. Get the sizing right. I think it was 13.5 by 6.5. Okay. And off by 5 feet. What's the idea? Let's call it 17. I think that's what it was before. Okay. Oop. Getting a phone call. You can text me. Okay, that may be my cue to start wrapping this up soon, though. I do want to add the window bits into there. I think I mostly can. Now I'm still getting another phone call. Okay. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up here. I know this last bit might have been a little bit more boring, but it's kind of fun for me. And I do like this this whole thing. You know, this is sort of fun. I'm excited to see how I make it like work. I think this really helps to visualize the space. I think with the like fences and with everything else, I think it'll end up being kind of nice. So yeah, kind of amateurish, but I don't know. I like it. I think it's already working for me just like this. This is legit. So, all right, go ahead and close the shop up. And yeah, whoop whoop.